Explain to people what this means, because this has been, basically, it's just, they need to review it more.
So this is final. Texas and 12 states. We asked for a preliminary injunction, which means we asked them to stop the implementation of this bathroom guidance policy so that schools could be safe and that schools could know that they weren't going to get their federal funding taken away. So we still have to go to trial on it.
Right.
But in order to get a preliminary injunction, the judge had to find that we had to show that we would suffer irreparable harm if it went forward, and we had to show that we were likely to win on the merits. So that's a good sign for the future.
Yeah.
At least usually it is.
Yeah, and this and I loved one of the things that Judge Reed had put when he wrote about this and his decision on this, because he said that there's, and I'm patching it together here, he was saying that there was a disregard not just for the school sovereignty, but also for the privacy of the students with this directive.
And that's correct. Even in the guidance itself, in the actual guidance, they basically tell administrators to ignore the complaints of parents, the complaints of the kids, the complaints of community leaders, because taking care of this segment was more important, and their privacy rights were disregarded, the other kids.
And what blows the mind is the fact that they were using as ransom money that is the school's money and the people's money, the government, who I know that they love to pretend that all of this funds, that all comes from them and it's all their money, but they were saying, well, we're going to withhold all of this money that you pay in for the school system, and we're not going to give you your money back unless you go along with what we want.
Right, and they claimed that there would be no injury suffered, but clearly these schools would be affected. They could investigate them, they could put a lot of pressure on them, they could take away their school funding.
Yeah, explain a little bit, what is the consequence? Say this directive was allowed to stand, and a school chose to not follow. What's the consequence for that school?
The consequence is they potentially could lose all of their school funding from the federal government. So, I mean, it was a big deal to these school districts. They can't afford to lose whatever percentage comes from the federal government and have a very negative impact on their ability to run their schools.